Welcome back, everyone. Ready for another deep dive? Today we're diving into Chapter 33, Tori, from the story of Manjiro. And let me tell you, this one is a whirlwind. We're talking about cultural displacement, loss, resilience, you name it. And all this within the framework of, well, what seems to be a fictionalized historical account of a real Japanese fisherman.
It's one of those chapters that just grabs you, really throws you right into the middle of what it means to be caught between two worlds.
Totally. And it all starts with Manjiro. Our guy's finally back on dry land after all those years at sea. Imagine this. He's on this incredibly vibrant tropical island, soaking it all in, colors, sounds, the works. But he's not just there to relax. Oh, no. He's on a mission to find the perfect gift for his friend William Henry back in America.
Yeah, it's like he's trying to find a way to share a piece of his journey,
Yeah.
build a bridge between his Japanese roots and his American experiences. And that's where Tori the parrot comes in.
Right. It's almost like a light bulb moment for Manjiro when he comes across this chatty little bird. He sees Tori as this perfect symbol of everything he's been through. But what's even more interesting is the name Tori itself.
Oh, absolutely. I mean, on the surface, Tori just means bird in Japanese, right?
Yeah.
But there's so much more to it than that. It's like Manjiro's hoping that if Tori can learn to speak both English and Japanese, maybe, just maybe, he can find a way to make his own identities work together too.
And here's the kicker.
Yeah.
Tori already knows some Japanese. It's possible she picked it up from another shipwrecked Japanese sailor. Talk about a bittersweet detail, right?
It is. It's a quiet reminder that Manjiro is not the only one searching for a sense of belonging.
And just as he set sail for home, eager to reunite with William Henry and give him Tori, things take a turn.
A very unexpected turn. Out on the open sea, full of hope and excitement, he gets some news. Devastating news.
Heartbreaking news. William Henry is gone.
The author doesn't sugarcoat it either. You really feel the weight of that loss, especially because it comes right alongside some other big news. The discovery of gold in California. It's like one door slams shut and another one blows wide open.
Talk about an emotional roller coaster, right?
Yeah.
On the one hand, there's this immense sadness, this shattered dream of reuniting with William Henry, with Tori as this, well, now kind of bittersweet symbol of their bond. But then there's this new path opening up, this new opportunity.
And that's where we really start to see Manjiro's strength. He could just crumble under the weight of that loss, but he doesn't. He picks himself up and starts looking for a way to move forward.
It really says a lot about his character, don't you think?
Mm-hmm.
But here's the thing. While Manjiro is dealing with all of this, there's another story unfolding. And it's the story of Tori. Remember that lively island she came from? Well, now she's stuck in this, as the author puts it, dusty parlor. Her feathers are drooping. She's lost that spark. It's almost like a reflection of what's going on inside of Manjiro.
It's a powerful image, isn't it? Tori, this once free bird, now confined to a cage. It's hard not to see the parallel to Manjiro's own feelings of being trapped, of not belonging.
And you know what gets me? Manjiro starts to feel guilty. Guilty for taking Tori away from her home, bringing her to a place where she just doesn't fit in.
Which brings up that question, doesn't it? That question of where we belong. Can you ever truly go back?
Exactly. It's like, even though Manjiro's back in America, even though he has people who care about him, there's still this part of him that feels out of place, like he doesn't quite belong anywhere. And the way the author highlights this through descriptions of nature, it's just brilliant.
Oh, absolutely. You go from this vibrant, sun-drenched tropical island bursting with life to this rather gloomy autumnal atmosphere in New Bedford. It's subtle, but it speaks volumes.
Right, like that initial burst of excitement, that hope Manjiro felt when he first returned, it's fading. And the imagery reflects that. But it's more than just the scenery, isn't it? It's like this whole sense of loss permeates everything.
You're right. It goes beyond just William Henry. It's about the loss of innocence, the loss of those childhood dreams. And you know what really drives that home? That detail about Manjiro teaching Tori to say, "Hello, Henry."
Oh, man. In both English and Japanese, no less.
It's heartbreaking because those words, those phrases, they were meant for a future that will never exist.
Like a cruel joke, almost. Tori trying to use those words, but they fall flat.
It's a reminder that sometimes, no matter how hard we try, we can't control everything. Life throws these curveballs. And in a way, Tori's inability to connect with William Henry, despite Manjiro's best efforts, it becomes symbolic of his own struggles. His struggle to reconcile his past with his present.
So we have Tori, trapped in this parlor, mirroring Manjiro's own feeling of being caught between two worlds. And then there's this decision looming over him, California, this whole idea of starting fresh, seeking his fortune. What do you think? Will this experience with Tori, this guilt, this sense of displacement, will it impact how he approaches this new chapter in his life?
It really makes you think, doesn't it, about the weight of experience, how we carry our past with us, those bonds, those regrets, that longing to belong. It's all there, shaping how we move through the world.
And with Manjiro, it's almost like Tori becomes this, I don't know, this living reminder of those struggles, this voiceless symbol of the challenges he's up against.
Exactly, and that's what makes this chapter so powerful. It doesn't give you easy answers. It makes you ask those hard questions. Can he find a way to make it all work? His Japanese heritage, his American experiences, can he reconcile those two parts of himself? Or will he always feel torn between two worlds, just like Tori in that parlor?
And what about his ambitions? His dream of going to California, making his fortune, modernizing Japan. Will he run into those same kinds of barriers there, that same clash of cultures that Tori represents?
It's the big question, isn't it? Will he have to compromise? Will he have to give something up to bridge that gap between East and West?
Wow. This deep dive, and we've only covered one chapter, has really been eye-opening. It's about so much more than just this boy and his bird. It's about cultural identity, loss, resilience, those universal human experiences.
It really is. It reminds us that sometimes the most incredible journeys are the ones we take within ourselves.
That's a really powerful thought. And for everyone listening, I hope this deep dive has given you something to think about. As Manjiro embarks on this new adventure, what do you think lies ahead? What kind of challenges will he face, and what will it take for him to overcome them? And how will this experience with Tori, this symbol of cultural displacement, stay with him as he strives to bridge those two worlds? Thanks for joining us for another deep dive.